I'm just doing a shopping list of all the things we need from the co-op. What do we need?
Nothing really. I'm pretty easygoing.
Okay. Well, milk.
Yeah, soya milk. Or oat milk too. I like soya milk, but it's full of phytoestrogen. It's very bad for your fertility.
Right. Milk, 1 normal, 1 soya, 1 oat.
Organic oat. They definitely have it down there.
Okay. Organic oat milk. Butter. Actually, I've got you butter. I got you Kerry Irish Gold.
Oh, it's really nice, but it's full of saturated fat. Can you get like Flora Active or Benecol?
Okay, Flora Active. Sugar?
No sugar. No, artificial sweetener, but not NutraSweet. Splenda or stevia.
Okay.
And if they don't have that, you can get Demerara sugar. Light Demerara sugar.
Okay. Bread. White or brown bread?
Bread? Are you mad? No way are we going to have bread. It's so bad for you. Dominic, even my mother doesn't eat bread anymore. No wonder you're so
what?
so cute.
Right, so soya and oat milk organic, Flora Active, Benecol, not Kerry Gold, stevia or Splenda, but not NutraSweet, but possibly Demerara sugar, and bread.
No bread.
No bread.
That's all, yeah. And
Is that everything?
could you get me a big bar of dairy milk and 3 packets of M&Ms?
More inconsistencies than the Labour Party. Right, let's get that all down. Those two, they never stop. I don't mind the sex. It's this awful pre-sex giggling that they do. It drives you so mad. Samuel couldn't be that funny during sex. I'm not that funny during sex.
Well, you are, but not on purpose.
Ha, ha, ha. Oh. It's worse. It's actually worse. Giggling is worse than the actual sex.
I suppose what can you do? I mean, they're over age. As long as they're using contraception, they're not really doing anything wrong. Having said that, I didn't practice safe sex when I was that age, but sex education was terrible in Ireland. The nuns used to just say, "Stay away from Father Feely."
Actually, the sex education at our school was quite good. Mr. Lascelles was the biology teacher.
Really? What about all the institutionalised pedophilia?
That was a different kind of sex education. Nothing to do with women. I suppose we did theory with women, but practice with the men.
Oh, God.
Quite miss it, really. Oh, it's like second-rate pornography.
Second-rate pornography, as if there's any other sort of pornography.
Well, there is. On Pornhub, there really is. There's like the amateur stuff, but there's some really, properly made stuff. There's a guy called the Casting Couch. I'm pretty sure he uses 4K resolution.
Okay, look, you're way too knowledgeable about porn for my liking. Come on, let's go to the shops.
It's really well filmed, though. Samuel, what on earth do you think you're doing, leaving the door wide open for your bonkathon? This is a family home, it's not Magaluf.
Oh my days, Dad, stop spying on my love life, you creepy nonce.
I am not spying on I'm not spying on his love life.
I'm sorry, Mr. Frisbee. I don't think you're a creep.
I'm not a creep. I'm simply exercising my right to walk up and down the hall of my house without feeling like I'm on the set of Pornhub.
What's that?
Oh my God. Look, it doesn't matter. I don't disapprove. I don't want you to be ashamed of your sexuality, but it is a private thing between you and the person you're in love with.
You're actually making me feel sick.
Oh, that's so sweet, Mr. Frisbee, and so true.
Making love is perfectly natural, but there is a time and a place for it, and that time and place is behind closed doors. And while I've opened this can of worms, are you guys using contraception?
Nah, why would I do that? Mate Tidge says you don't need to if you do doggy style.
What? What? What?
I'm playing with you, Dad. I'm not a spastic. I know the rules. No glove, no love.
Don't worry, Mr. Frisbee. No pill, no frill.
It's my girl.
I am going for a walk. I'm going to go for a walk in the cemetery where it's tranquil and I can clear my head and I can read the gravestones of people who lived in an era when people had values.
That sounds fun.
Bye, guys.
Bye. See ya.
Did you know that Brockley is the most haunted part of London?
No, because you can't measure that. There's no such thing as ghosts.
Oh, I believe in ghosts.
Really?
I believe in all that shit. I thought the Irish did too.
Just the Northern Irish.
Oh.
I'm only slagging you. Stop making these generalisations about Irish people. There's 5 million of us.
5 million? How can a mere 5 million people be so irritating?
I believe the term you're looking for is influential.
Oh. Maybe it's the Irish Americans.
Yeah, everybody does want to be Irish. There's 30 million Irish Americans. Or as we call them in Ireland, Americans.
Look at that. Philander Daggett.
What a name.
Philander. Have you ever had sex in a graveyard?
Yeah, loads of times.
Really? Is that
An Irish thing? It's just a practical thing. Nobody can see you.
except your ancestors?
In Dublin, we call it the 6 Foot Deep Club. Want to join? In here.
How was school today, darling?
It was good. We're doing a project on the history of graveyards, but all the graveyards are closed. Did you know that?
No, I had no idea. I mean, why would you shut down a graveyard in the middle of a lockdown? Who's going to get COVID in a graveyard?
Yeah, you can get like a public offence if you go on one. They're completely closed.
Very interesting, Eliza. I loved history at school. What else are you doing in history?
The history of emancipation, women's rights, and how much harder it was then to use and find contraception, but it's so much easier now.
Very important. Definitely very important. Samuel, would you say grace?
Thank you, Lord, for the fish in the sea, birds in the sky, and the chicks that we eat. And hand jobs. Well done, Dad. You're in a bugle. Broccoli bugle.
Sinn Féin stand-up Dean McQueen caught giving Brexit comedian Dominic Frisby handjob in cemetery during lockdown. The Irish comedian Dean McQueen, who has been publicly photographed with Gerry Adams, was last night arrested along with libertarian comic Dominic Frisby, who has been publicly photographed with Nigel Farage, for conducting a lewd act in a cemetery during the lockdown.
It was not a lewd act. A handjob is God's contraception. It was an act of love, guys.
You're actually a slag.
Give me that and we read what this stupid thing says. Commenting on the arrest, McQueen added,
Did you whack it though?
I give people hand jobs in cemeteries literally all the time in Ireland and nobody bats an eyelid. I give people hand jobs in cemeteries literally all the time in Ireland.
I panicked. I didn't know what to say. He was asking me so many questions. No, we'll talk about it afterwards.
When both parties claimed that discretion was required as they were notable public figures, the arresting officer remarked that he found that very difficult to believe. I have since reviewed both of their acts on YouTube and my opinion has not changed. How dare they?
I mean, you are like 60. You're like 40.
I'm 37, Samuel.
It's the same thing. It's just disgusting. I can't believe you was having a go at me and my missus for making sweet love in my private chamber. Think about all the heroes that have been buried there. You're whacking one off on top of someone's dead nan in Brockley Cemetery.
Brockley Cemetery? I know that. My nan was buried in Brockley Cemetery.